Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now, available in 2018. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. The Dad AF. I can't. Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now, available in 2018. The album Dad AF. Rock on, go dance woman. Sometimes you just have to include the bloopers, okay, into your video reel because it's reality, right? I live in reality. Do you remember the Control album and all of Janet Jackson's? I am like one of the biggest diehard Janet Jackson fans in the entire world. And I was just watching the music video that she put out the other day with, what's his name? Daddy Yankee. Have you guys seen that? It's, oh my God. It's called We Are Made or something like that. Oh my God, she's like 50 something and she looks fantastic. Fantastic. I have loved her for so long. So anyway, so what's up with this guy? Do you really like him that much? Yes, honey, I love him. He is fine. He does a lot of nice things for me. I know he used to do nice stuff for you, but what has he done for you lately? So anyway, when I was growing up, my cousin and I would drive around, and this one summer, she was trying to lose a bunch of weight. She was 3 years older than me. She was never heavy to begin with. But every morning for breakfast, she would have a Diet Coke and a Ding Dong, and that's all she ate the entire day. Not a healthy diet, Caroline! So anyway, but we would drive around and we would listen to the Janet and the Control album. We would just, oh my God. So anyway, no, actually I think it was just a Control album because the Janet album didn't come out till later. But oh my God, I love that album too. The one where she's like this, the guy's got her. So, but this isn't about Janet Jackson. This is about Jeffree Star. So let's talk about Jeffree Star. Okay, Jeffree Star. Jacqueline Hill, Manny MUA. Nikki Tutorials. Do you think like Nikki Tutorials and like James Charles and Patrick Star and these people are like so thankful that they are out of this whole mess right now? They're probably like, whoo, I'm so happy I'm not in all this. Okay, so anyway, Jeffree Star put out a video the other day and I have really, like, I cannot believe how many people have asked me to react to it or respond to it. And it's called something like Revealing My Dark Secrets or something like that, or My Dark Past. And I don't think people really knew what to expect going into this video. So I'm just gonna kind of give you my reaction to this video. It was interesting. This is a pre-recorded video because I'm on my way probably, fly me to the moon, as you're watching this, to Las Vegas, Nevada for my 10-year anniversary, 7 years married. So yes, you too can have one of those relationships. Anyway, I'm so excited. But, so I was gonna do a Graveyard Girl reaction video, and now it's been so long that I don't even know that I'm gonna do that. But I got so many requests from people to react to Graveyard Girl's apology video, and also to Jeffree Star's video that he did talking about his past. So I literally just, I had not watched it, you guys. So many people were asking me to make the video and I hadn't watched it yet because I wanted to watch it and then like film my reaction right on the heels of that. Okay, so the video I think is like 16 or 17 minutes long, if I'm right. I don't remember, but I think it's like 17 minutes and 35 seconds or something like that. I usually always look at the time right before I start it. Do you guys do that on videos? I don't know why I do. And it's him just sitting there and he's, you know, it's a very soft look that he chooses to use. And he explains at the beginning of the video that he's going to go on and do tutorials and things like that, but that he really wanted to come out and talk a little bit more about what had happened from, you know, Shane's video. Now, let me tell you something I thought was interesting about this. Shane has, first of all, done the Graveyard Girl series, okay? And, you know, love her or hate her, like, I like Graveyard Girl, like, you know, in the grand scheme of all the shit that is going on in the YouTuber influencer world right now, okay? Like that and her apology, I can somewhat accept. Does that make sense? So anyway, but I've been really surprised that she didn't do like a follow-up video like a month or two later. I actually said that in my video when I did a reaction to the Graveyard Girl Shane Dawson videos. I said, I hope that a month down the road, like Shane follows up with it or she does a follow-up video and says, you know, like this is what I've learned from this experience or whatever. We haven't seen anything like that. Tana and Shane do the TanaCon series, which, you know, whatever. And she doesn't come out and say, like, this is what I've learned. I mean, did we expect Tana to do that? Seriously? So the fact that Jeffree, a week after the video's out, talks about like what the week has been like for him since all this has come out, and then he also talks about it's like his reaction to the series, which I thought was very, very interesting. You know, him talking about how like this series was like really good for me and I could trust Shane and this is why I did it. Like he tells the background story to it, which I thought was phenomenal. I thought it was also cool, like if I'm getting this right, that you read between the lines, that the things that he shared in this video that he also told Shane, but told Shane he wasn't comfortable sharing it in that video, which if that's the case, like I think that's interesting, you know, I think that's nice that Shane respected that and said, no, I want to push all the truth out here. Instead of Jeffree saying, let me tell it on my own, you know, when I'm ready. And I think that's fantastic, you know, and I think that is how you trust somebody. And then that has allowed Jeffree to come out and tell these things. My video today is not going to be talking about everything to do with Jeffree Star's past. If you feel the need to leave some scathing comment in the comment section below about how you feel one way or another about Jeffree Star and his past, hey, have at it. I leave my comment sections open. So, you know, that's just it. But today's just going to be talking about the two issues that he addressed in that video. The first thing I really, really liked, okay, was, and I had kind of mentioned this when they did the video, that they go to this part talking about cutting, and, you know, I put a trigger warning in my video and stuff like that, and I addressed that in my last video. Jeffree, right out of the gate, says that there will be sensitive things that I'm talking about in this video. He gives a trigger warning, which I really liked, okay? The way that he talked about cutting in this video and his experience with it, first of all, I was impressed with the way that he handled it. I like that he explained his background to why he did it, but then I also really liked that as a role model that he showed how he got through it and why he doesn't feel the need to do it today. And you know, I thought that it was really genuine of him to talk about relapsing on their behaviors and that can happen to people. And I thought that it was great that he talked about reaching out to somebody. I thought the way that he handled it, I don't know if he was coached through that or if that was just him, but as somebody that, you know, has a long history of working, you know, with the mental health, within the mental health community, I was really impressed with how he handled that situation, because it is a super sensitive topic. And I don't work in that field anymore, but I did, you know, years ago. And so I was impressed with how he handled that situation. And I really liked kind of hearing his story about that. And, you know, I shared this in my last video. It's like, you know, I get on here and I talk a lot about, because this is where it's sensitive, right? It's like, if we talk about it in a video, then is that going to make other people go and do that? That's what I think people's fear is in talking about this. But then that would be similar to me talking about my recovery, and that me talking about recovery or my past history of using drugs and alcohol would make people go and use drugs and alcohol. Well, it's all in how you tell the story, right? And y'all know I'm starting a storytellers channel, which is other people sharing their story. Can you imagine if Jeffree Star decided to share a story on my channel, as if that would ever happen? But you know what I mean? Like, so I really believe in the power of other people's stories to show different perspectives. I think that's important. And, you know, the way that I think that he handled the situation, I thought was very well done. I was impressed with it. I really felt that he empowered himself by kind of shedding the layers of the onion and letting himself be free from this, you know, and putting it out there into the world. And I thought it was, I was impressed with it. You know, he wasn't talking about it like, yeah, this is how I dealt with all this kind of stuff and it's not that big of a deal. Like, he made it a big deal, and he said, and you don't have to do this, and I don't do it anymore, and this is it. And I think actually it was more powerful than if it had never been addressed past Shane's video. For me. Like, I thought the learning experience was deeper because he made a follow-up video. The second part about talking about his mom absolutely just crushed me. You know, I don't think there's anybody that's followed Jeffree Star for quite some time that wasn't shocked by that. I mean, I was just kind of like, wow, like, really? You know, and my fear in this is that I hope that people won't say, well, he lied about this then, if that makes sense. You know, because I think that when you talk about it in the context that he shared, that word is like taking on a whole new meaning. It's like pigmented now, right? But, you know, when he shares in there about the fact that he was close with his aunt and he, like, called her, you know, a mother. My mom's best friend, her sorority sister, Susie, I call her mom. I call her, you know, Mother Susie, mom. Like, that's and she's not even blood related. And like, you know, when I talk to her on the phone, you know, I always say to her, I love you, Mom. You know, like, I think a lot of us relate to that. Would I throw her up in a picture? No. But I don't have the same and call her my mom? No. But I don't have the same history as Jeffree Star. And I also have, you know, 25 years or 23 and a half years of telling my truth and telling, you know, my story. And so for me to put my stuff out there is really not that big of a deal to me these days. But Jeffree Star's just learning this for him, you know? I thought the story was so powerful. When he started talking about, you know, he had talked to Nathan about his mom, but he had never met her and he didn't know her. Like, I literally started sobbing in my car because my mom passed away in 2008. One of the hardest things for me has been, and my husband and I met later that year in August. This is our anniversary week. One of the hardest things for me has always been that my husband never met my mom. He never heard her voice. He never, you know, smelled her perfume. He's just seen pictures of her. He's just heard stories of her from people and myself, and he doesn't know anything about her. And it's been really, really difficult through the years, you know, that like I can tell him something, good or bad, you know, like I loved my mother and I saint her sometimes in videos, but my mother was a whack job sometimes too, but she was, you know, and we got in a lot of fights and we had a lot of difficult times together. I mean, you know, you grow up, my mother was an alcoholic, I'm a drug addicted and alcoholic teenager. Put that combination together and you have pure messiness, right? And I got sober December 17th of 1994, and my mother's sobriety day is June 2nd of 2000. My mother's sobriety day is June 2nd of 1995. So she got sober almost exactly 6 months after I did. And our language started changing. And so we had 13 years of, you know, healing before, you know, she passed away. It took a lot of time for us to get to a point where we could talk to one another. And, you know, so I understood when Jeffree was saying there's a lot of hurt feelings and we're just trying to start repairing and healing. It's also interesting when you put it in the context of, like, he put out a tweet the other day that said something like, it's time to start healing. And I was like, now, like, looking at that, I'm like, you know, when you get all your shit out there, when you put it all out there, when you choose to, okay, it's one thing to have somebody else, like, expose your stuff, but it's another thing to put it out there yourself. It feels like empowering, right? Because then you're telling your story and you're telling it the way that it happened to you. I hope that what Jeffree does is, I hope that he allows other people to tell stories of themselves, you know? Just yesterday, Gigi Gorgeous uploaded this video that I thought, and I'm not going to get into it because it's also a very sensitive topic. Go check it out. It's about her and Nats trying to get pregnant. And it was just so, like, authentic and raw. And, like, I said this, I predicted this, that we're going to see this return to old school YouTube where people are getting on there and they are just sharing their stories and they're sharing what's going on with them about the world, you know? And I think it's fantastic. I'm ready for it. Do I want to see tutorials from Jeffree Star? Absolutely. Do I want to see his, you know, fantastic life? Yeah. I want to see that from all of these beauty influencers. That's part of what I enjoy about them, you know? It's to see all this kind of stuff, not when they're being problematic, but I do want to see that stuff from them, you know? I want to see what they're known for, if that makes sense. It's like I go to, you know, certain YouTubers because they're funny, or I go to certain YouTubers because they review stuff, or I go to time travelers because, I mean, their stories are absolute bullshit, but that's why I go, you know? But I don't think, like, every video needs to be some hardcore serious video. And he says in there, he goes, I'm going to be returning to tutorials and things like that because, you know, that's what I do over here. But I do think what it's done is it's opened a door for Jeffree to be able to tell stories when he wants to about things that have happened to him. And I think that's really powerful. I think that really, if we learn anything from the Shane Dawson series, and I'm going to put these two together because, you know, we've all been talking about all the same stuff this week. Let's just be for real, right? But when you look at the Shane Dawson series, the Graveyard Girl series, the TanaCon series, and the Jeffree Star series, combined with what's happened, okay, with Laura Lee and Nikita and Gabriel and all this kind of stuff, and you put all of this together, right, and you see, you know, Gigi Gorgeous coming out with a video, and, you know, you see all of these people getting on camera and telling their truth. It is changing the wave of YouTube to the point where people are now telling their stories, they're telling their truths, and isn't that relatable? Like, that is relatable to me. That's a YouTuber that I can watch. I'm down for that. I'm down for that from anybody, right? Because that's what I want to see on YouTube. Yeah, I want to see the glitz and the glam, and I want to see the $20,000 donut just like everybody else, you know what I mean? I want to see the, you know, flying somewhere like Shane Dawson did in that, you know, real expensive, you know, plane and whatever. I want to see all that, right? Like, that's cool to me. me. But at the same time, I want to see a human being that when I watch, I'm sitting there looking at them and I go, yeah, I get this. Like, I totally relate to that. Those are the YouTubers deep down that I watch. Those are the YouTubers that I really relate to. And this video was very, very relatable to me. And I think it was relatable on a level that only Shane Dawson has now allowed him to have that, you know, openness. I don't know that if Shane hadn't done the series, I don't think we would be seeing this side of Jeffree Star. So, you know, and it doesn't mean that he's going to be perfect going forward. I think we all know Jeffree's going to continue to be messy. I think we know that. But at the same time, you know, to be able to get on camera and tell two very, very hard truths about yourself. And just imagine this, okay? I mean, to have this many subscribers, 10 million subscribers, to open yourself up so vulnerably, right? Or be so vulnerable and raw on camera to that many people to tell two deep, dark secrets about yourself. I'm not sure a lot of people out there could really do that. So I'm impressed with that alone, that piece. I'm impressed with that. I was, you know, and the way that he handled it, I thought was done very, very well. I wish he and his mom the best, you know. I feel very, very blessed that I had 12 years and 11 months with my mother, that we were able to work out the condition of our relationship, and that when she passed away, I had no regrets. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.